Hi, good afternoon. My name is Keegan, formerly from Gauteng. I was once a slave to pain and hatred, and I was also a slave to drugs and gangsterism. This, this is because of circumstances of my life which was far beyond my control as a child. And I was born into a Hindu family where we were short of nothing. We had a loving and caring family, but because of circumstances which happened in my household, of domestic violence, which led to mental abuse, physical abuse, and I was also molested by someone close in my family. And by me not exposing these people for what they did to me, I gave them power over my life. And because of these things which happened to me, I was filled up with hatred and pain. And also the domestic violence did not change at home. And as the years went by, it continued. And this led to my mom and my dad being separated, which also made me more hurtful, and I was filled with more hatred and pain, and I hated everyone around me. And as years progressed, by the age of 9, I started smoking cigarettes. Age of 12, smoking Mandrex and Dacha. And by the age of 14, I ended up in prison for attempted murder, and came out, and things did not change. And because of the choices which I made in life as a youngster, I was quite often in and out of jail. And this led to, because of the violent acts which I committed, I was incarcerated for a good part of my life. And being in prison did not change my life at all. In fact, it made me even worse, because I was able to do whatever I wanted to in prison. And coming out of jail, I came out a man full of hatred and more pain. And this led me to dealing more drugs, getting involved with the law. I was in and out of jail still. And by the age of, by 2015, I was 35 years old. My life did not change. In fact, it just got worse year by year, day by day. And I was basically homeless and lost. And because of the choices I made in life and the things which I've done to my family members and those out there, I burnt all bridges and ties with my family, where they lost their trust with me. And in fact, I thought they did not know what I was going through. But in fact, by the things which I was doing, I did not understand what I was putting them through. And by 2015, I was so lost and consumed by this bloodlust and this drug addiction. The devil started to tell me, Keegan, the only way out is to kill yourself. And I thank the Lord Jesus Christ, because I had an auntie who was still so loving and caring that when she saw me walk past the house on a daily basis, she would invite me into her house, she would allow me to bath, and she would pray with me after I bath, and she would feed me. And on the 14th of October 2015, while she was praying with me, the devil told me, Keegan, there's no way out of this. And I got up and I walked out of the house. And I thank the Lord Jesus Christ, because if he had not intervened in my life that night, 5 years ago, I would definitely be dead. And why I say he intervened into my life was my auntie's prayers. And I also prayed with her when she prayed. And I had not seen my mom and my brother for quite some time. And when they stopped, in fact, I ran away because I did not even know that's my brother's new car. And when they called me back and they hooted, when I came out of the shadows, I was scruffy, dirty, and I was smelling. Why I say I was smelling? Because I could smell that stink on me from the drug addiction and the bad things I've done in my life. And they asked me what's going on. I told him I need help. I need to go to a rehab, but I need God in my life. Please help me. And my brother told me, get into the car, take you home, and I'll help you out. I'll clean you up. We'll feed you, get you healthy again, and we'll figure out where we're going to take you to. And honestly, being a drug addict, I knew what I was able to do if they had to fall asleep because of my addiction. And I told him I would steal his stuff. And he told me, Keegan, please do me a favor. For 2 days, try not to use any drugs. And I told him, yes, but in my heart, I knew I couldn't do without these drugs. I was consumed. And that very night, when they left me, I walked down to the tennis court where I stayed. It was a broken down clubhouse. And as I was smoking these drugs, the devil told me, Keegan, there's no way out. Your parents, your mom can't help you, God can't help you. Just throw yourself down a block of flats. And I thank the Lord because of my friend's girlfriend, Ayanda, they stood in the doorway and she was pregnant. And she asked me where I'm going, and I told her, I'm just taking a walk to the flats. And she said, you do not go there. See? And normally I would have attacked someone if they stood in my way. I just kept quiet and I turned away. And that night I fell on my knees and I said, Lord Jesus Christ, if you're truly alive, please save me because I am going to kill myself. There's no way out of this life which I'm living. I'm tired of this. My life was a bottomless pit which I could not get out of. And it's only the Lord Jesus Christ that had taken me out of this bottomless pit. And on the 16th of October 2015, 5 years ago, the Lord led my brother to KwaZulu-Natal with me. And they enrolled me through an organization called SIPSA. It cost me nothing. It cost my family nothing. All they told me when I came into office, the Lord can do anything with a willing heart. And honestly, when I came through the program, I just wanted to get done with the program because I had an intention of cleaning myself up and going back to drug dealing. But in fact, I did not know God had a far different and better plan for my life. Because 5 years later, I am still here by God's grace and mercies. And they told me I need to go to church 3 times a day. And in fact, I thought it's boring. But honestly, it was something that benefited me spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally. And they taught me about making my life right by letting go of my burdens, letting go of my sins and pains and hatred. And at first, I did not want to do this. But on the 21st of October, 2015, I was blessed with the Bible of Auntie Busi. And I never read Psalm 34 in my life. And when I opened the Bible, I opened on Psalm 34 and it opened to Psalm 34. And when I looked at that Psalm, my eyes fell on verse 4 and verse 6. Verse 4 read, I sought the Lord. And verse 6 says, this poor man cried out. So the Lord heard me. He saved me, set me free from all my fears and my troubles. He delivered me. And when I read this, I said, Lord Jesus Christ, please lead me to a counselor so that I can make my life right with you. And by His grace and His mercies, He led me to a counselor. And I poured out my sin and I kept some back. The devil told me, keep some back. Can't give this. I was shameful. But in fact, when I poured those things out, that pain and hatred which I had in my life started to be filled up with the peace and grace of the Lord Jesus Christ. He's granted me the opportunity to make my life right with Him and receive the forgiveness and even be able to make restoration with my family back at home and some of the people that have harmed me. And by God's grace and mercies, 5 years later, I'm still here. God has granted me the opportunity to be able to work here at the mission. I work in hot houses, something which I never did in my life. This is the first time in my life I have a stable job. I earn money honestly. See, and I owe this all to the Lord Jesus Christ. And this wouldn't have been possible for my life and many other guys like me. Because if it was not for the faithfulness and obedience of Reverend Earl Keegan, I would never be here. I would still be consumed, most probably dead. See, never in my life has I ever experienced what I'm experiencing in my life now. I doubt there's a place in the world that I can compare to KwaZulu-Natal. I'm thankful for this. I thank the Lord Jesus Christ for hearing my prayers. Although I was a sinner, He reached out to me and He took me out of that bottomless pit, bringing me here to KwaZulu-Natal, where I thought I'm coming to a rear, but in fact I came to a place of restoration and I found my salvation. I'm truly grateful for Reverend Keegan. I'm truly grateful for Auntie Lydia Dube, who was a mother that reached out to guys like me. And I'm thankful for all my spiritual fathers and mothers here, and all those that has impacted me spiritually. I thank the Lord Jesus Christ, and it's my heart's prayer that His favor and His light continue to be upon us all. Thank you very much.